Are student loans a trap?
I want to earn enough money I can get away from everyone.
Lenders are fully aware that most 18-year-old high school students fresh out of high school haven't mastered the complexities of finance, yet they hand them loans and they have these documents filled with fine print, legal jargon, and they're not exactly eager to sit down and explain how interest payments accrue over time and how student loans could drastically alter your life.
So large and leave so little for the rest of us.
But they hand these loans out, asking you to sign on the dotted line, these fine print, legal jargon filled documents, and they don't exactly sit down and explain how hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt could, carry on with you for the next 20 years.
You are a fishmonger. Not I, my lord.
And I would you were so honest a man.
Student loans aren't always a nice thing. They design repayment plans that maximize the amounts to pay over the years. And here's the kicker, you can't even declare bankruptcy to wipe the slate clean like you can with other pieces of debt.
You deserve more than this. Far more!
Let's look at whether student loans are actually a good investment for you. Not the economy, not for your loved ones who can brag about your liberal arts degree, not maximizing your earning potential by working 9 to 5 for the next 30 years. You. Does this debt make sense for you, and will it make your life better? At its core, student loans are supposed to be a stepping stone for higher education, a ticket to a better future. The promise is that a college degree will boost your lifetime earnings enough to outweigh the debt that you take on, and there's substantial data to back this up. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, as of 2020, the median weekly earnings for someone who has a bachelor's degree was about $1,300 compared to around $780 for someone with just a high school diploma.
No one quits while they're ahead.
Over a 40-year career, that difference can amount to over $1 million in additional earnings. The Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce found that, on average, college graduates earn 84% more over their lifetimes than high school graduates. Moreover, the unemployment rate for those with a bachelor's degree was 5.5% compared to the 9% for high school graduates without any college education, which might suggest that, there's increased job security if you get that piece of paper. Sounds good so far. But wait, there's more. The plot thickens. The average U.S. student graduates with around $30,000 in debt, according to the Federal Reserve. For some, especially those attending private institutions or pursuing advanced degrees, that number can climb significantly higher. Federal student loan interest rates for undergraduates hovers around 3.7% as of 2021 and 2022, but private loans can soar into double digits depending on the lender and the borrower's creditworthiness.
I'm talking about this.
Repayment plans can stretch up to 25 years, especially if you're on an income-driven repayment plan. That means you could end up paying back double or triple what you originally owned, all while interest keeps accruing. Tuition used to be so much cheaper, and according to boomers, you could just get a job by walking up to the CEO, giving him a firm handshake, and asking him to take a chance on a hard worker. If you did that today, great. Security! For every graduate landing their dream job, there's many others grappling with debt that they can't possibly manage. According to the National Center for Educational Statistics, only about 62% of students who began seeking a bachelor's degree at a 4-year institution in 2013 completed that degree within 6 years. That means that a significant portion of students may leave college with debt, but without the degree that could help them pay for it. The Federal Reserve reports that 20% of adults who attended college still owe student loan debt and are behind on their payments. It's a risk. You better be really good at school to maximize your chances with your degree. And even then you might strike out because the economy sucked when you graduate, the right job didn't come up, or the boss's D-average kid got the job over you.
boy.
The return on investment for the college degrees also varies depending on your field of study. Degrees in engineering, computer science, or healthcare often lead to higher paying jobs that can ultimately make the debt worth it. According to PayScale 2020 to 2021's college salary report, fields like petroleum engineering, electrical engineering, computer science have some of the highest mid-career salaries, often exceeding $100,000 per year. But if you're passionate about a field that traditionally pays less, like education, social work, or the arts, you might find that the financial burden outweighs the benefit for the student loans.
No, by causing the death of innocent people.
For instance, the National Association of Colleges and Employers reported that the average starting salary for education majors was around $38,000 in 2019 in the US, making it challenging to make student loan payments. I mean, I studied philosophy, and 99 times out of 100, the outcome would have been me still working at a restaurant. Effects of massive individual student debt has a ripple effect on the general economy. High debt levels means less disposable income, which can slow down consumer spending, which is a key driver of economic growth. According to a study by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, areas with higher student debt sees reduced small business formation, suggesting that entrepreneurship takes a hit when potential business owners are saddled with debt. The housing market is also impacted because many adults or young adults delay buying homes due to their financial constraints. The National Association of Realtors found that student debt delays home ownership for millennials by an average of 7 years. This crisis has ballooned to the point where student loan debt in the US has surpassed $1.7 trillion, according to the Federal Reserve in 2021. That's more than credit card debt and auto loan debts combined. This staggering figure has sparked intense debate and proposals for reform, everything from loan forgiveness to free college tuition to overhauling the repayment plan. In August 2022, the Biden administration announced plans for student loan forgiveness up to $10,000 for borrowers earning less than $125,000 a year and up to $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients, aiming to alleviate some of these burdens.
Manhattan, Long Island, and Queens.
However, these plans have faced legal challenges and political opposition, leaving the future of these initiatives uncertain. I won't go into this here because I don't want to. A real vibe killer, you know? But until these sweeping changes happen, what can we do? There are alternatives and strategies to consider.
I might have been a really great man.
There are alternatives and strategies you need to consider before taking on student debt, or at least thinking about the question of whether a degree is worth it for you. Loan forgiveness programs are available, especially for those who want to work in public service or underserved communities. The Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, for example, gives the remaining balance on direct loans after 120 qualifying monthly payments under a qualifying repayment plan while working full-time for a qualifying employer. There are community colleges, trade schools, and online courses that offer valuable education at a fraction of the cost. According to the American Association of Community Colleges, the average annual tuition and fees for community colleges are about 1/3 of that of a public four-year university. These institutions can provide transferable credits or vocational training that leads directly to employment. Scholarships and grants are a form of financial aid that really need to be considered. Those are ones that you don't have to repay, and this can significantly reduce the amount that you borrow. The US Department of Education awards about $120 billion in financial aid each year, including grants like the Pell Grant, which can provide up to $6,495 for the 2021-2022 award year. Private organizations also offer a lot of scholarship based on merit, background, or field of study. But who the hell wants to spend hours writing an essay groveling for money? Me. So are student loans a good investment? It depends. If you're entering a high demand field with a strong earning potential, taking on some debt might be a good business choice and a good life choice. But if your chosen career doesn't pay as much, or if you're really unsure about your career or completing your degree, the risk is substantially increased. It's also crucial to advocate for systemic change. Support policies that aim at reducing the cost of higher education, increase transparency in lending, and provide more robust financial education for students. The student loan system needs reform to address its complexities and the disproportionate burden it places on certain groups. A study published in the Journal of American College Health found that students with higher levels of debt reported increased stress and anxiety. So not only do you leave with degree and debt, you can also add drinking and depression to that list. So do your homework before paying for a 4-year degree. Understand the terms of your loan, including interest rates, repayment plans, and the total cost overall. Explore scholarships, grants, work-study programs that can reduce the amount you need to borrow. Consider less expensive educational routes, like starting at a community college or attending an in-state public university. Financial literacy shouldn't be a barrier to education, but in today's landscape, being informed is your best defense against a system that isn't always looking out for your best interests. In the end, student loans can either be a stepping stone or a stumbling block. They can have the power to help you reach your dreams or hold you back from them. The difference lies in how we navigate the system. Hi, university, is it too late to ask for a refund? You can have my degree back. I just really need the cash.
My grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. You know what,